Okay guys, so here we go. Carrying on from where we left off in the last video. As you would have remembered, or if you hadn't watched that video, I'd suggest going back to watch that. And what happened was I installed WordPress using the Softaculous software for Control Panel. And basically what happened next was we installed WordPress, and I am now looking at the screen here and I'm seeing that WordPress is installed, but it looks very, very bland. So what we're going to do today in this episode is I'm going to go into the WordPress dashboard and I'm going to fix a few things before I get started on actually designing this website. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, so to get into the dashboard, we've got to type in at the end of our URL /wp-admin and just hit enter. I have already saved my login and password in here, so all I have to do is just click on login and it will log me in. Right, so here we go. This is the WordPress dashboard, and what I'm noticing straight off the bat is that I have a problem with PHP not being up to date on my server. So I'm going to be kind of limited with what I can do until I fix that. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Now, this may seem a little bit intimidating to you if you've never used cPanel to change major things on your web host. So bear with me. We're going to just do this very quickly and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's not that difficult to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to visit the site in a new tab. And at the end of the address bar, I'm going to type in /WP. No, we're going to type in CPANEL. And we've already saved our login details for that, so we can log straight into the control panel. Right, so what it's telling us here is that PHP is out of date, or the server's native PHP is out of date. Now, with my server, what I'm actually able to do very easily is change the PHP version that the server will use, and I can do that on the fly. So in the cPanel, I'm just going to type in PHP, and you'll see that one of the options I have here is to select a different PHP version. So I'm going to click on that. It does a little bit of a hypnotizing trick here, and at some point of the day, here we go. We now will see what's going on. So under this domain, the native PHP version is 5.6, which is quite a bit outdated. So I'm going to change that, and we can go all the way up to version 8. I'm not familiar with version 8. I haven't used it in any website before. So I may as well give it a try. If something breaks, I can always come back in here and reset it to a lower version. So that is now, I've selected version 8. I've just got to click on set as current. Let it do the hypnotizing trick again. And there we go. So now the current version is version 8. So if I go back here to WordPress, oh dear, there has been a critical error on this website. Please check your site, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that doesn't look too good. So that I would imagine would be as a direct cause of version 8 being far too fresh for this version of WordPress to actually handle. So I'm going to change it to 7.4, set that as current. Let's go back over here, and I'm just going to hit refresh. Oh, there we go. Things have improved. Okay, so let's carry on doing a little bit of a scan here and see what we can find. It's telling us that there is some issue with a few things. Take a look at the 4 items on the site health screen. So let's quickly go and have a look in there. And what is it telling us? It says the health check shows critical information about your WordPress configuration and items that require your attention. You should remove inactive plugins, you should remove inactive themes, and one or more recommended modules are missing. So let's go do the security stuff first. If you want to, you can read through all of this stuff. We don't actually have any active plugins at the moment. We do have 2 inactive plugins, which we should go and remove. So let's go and do that right now. Manage the inactive plugins. And these two plugins just come by default with WordPress. They've been there since WordPress began, and they're kind of annoying. The Akismet is an anti-spam thing that I've never used. It's actually quite expensive, so yeah, I don't recommend doing it. So all we need to do is click on these two plugins, and all we need to do then is the bulk actions. We can just delete them and click on apply. Boom, boom, they're gone. So back to the dashboard, back to home. Now let's go back to those inactive themes that are causing the site health thing to look a little bit stressed out. So we'll go back to manage your themes. So WordPress normally comes with a few themes that are pre-installed. This one here is the current theme, which is the very ugly looking green theme that we have. This was the theme for 2019, and that's the theme for 2020. Every year they bring out a different theme. So generally the WordPress themes are very blah, as you can see. So there's no point in keeping them around. And what I'm going to do is I'll just click on that theme, and down in the bottom right hand corner you'll see a little red button to delete it. Click on OK. That one's gone. And go back over theme details for the 2021. Same thing. Delete. Gone. All right. And what have we got here? We've got one theme left, which is the default theme. I just want to go back to my dashboard here and see what is going on. Right, the site health is now good, and that is looking pretty sweet. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure that I have that coming soon splash screen that I spoke about in the first video. So let's go and find the plugin for that. Now there are a couple of different plugins. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on add new plugin. So there are a couple of different plugins that you can use that will do this for you. I'll normally just type in coming soon, and it will go and find the themes that will identify that. So this is the one that I would use. I've used this one and I've used this one. Now, if you take a look at these themes here, you'll see that SeedProd has over 1 million active subscribers. It's got a full 5-star review, which means it's fairly well regarded. The other one is also fairly well regarded, but only 10% of the active installations. So they'll probably try harder, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go with the one that's tried and trusted. So let's go and install that SeedProd now. Clicking on installing, just give it a few minutes, sorry, a few moments to install. And then once it's installed, you just got to activate it by clicking the blue activate button. Fairly straightforward. And there we go. So now it says to us we are on the SeedProd Lite page. And what we need to do is we need to actually create the page that's going to show instead of the current live website. So let's go to create our first page. And you'll see there's a few options here. Now, when you move over these slightly grayed out ones, you'll see it wants you to upgrade to the pro version of this plugin, which is not really necessary. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up a coming soon page. I'm going to try and keep this as basic as possible. So here are some templates, and like I mentioned just a minute ago, some of them you can get for free, but others you have to subscribe. So they want your money. And all I really need to do is say, right, simple coming home or coming soon page. Let's tick that one. And what we have here is a little bit of a drag and drop interface for designing your message. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in the title of the website or the domain name, and whoops, and I'm going to say a memoir of boom, that's it. We're going to click on save. I'm going to go out of this interface now, back to the design area, or to the admin area, I should say, and I'm going to make that active. And that's all there is to that. So now what will happen is, if I log out of WordPress and I go to the website, now we're looking at a cached page. Just do a quick refresh, and it's now showing me the live page, which is now our splash page. And that's really all there is to it. Right, so that's all I really wanted to do in this episode. As always, if you have questions, just let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And in the next episode, I think what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at some themes. I'm going to try and fiddle around with the default theme and the Gutenberg editor. I have a feeling it's not going to be quite what I want, so we'll see how it goes. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, we'll go looking for something else. I'm going to try and keep this all free. All right, until next time, take care.